Welcome back. We are honored that we are here today with our very own President of the United States of America. Even though none of us who worked here have anything to do with this, our boss paid us extra if we got this interview. So here you have it, everyone. Here is President Obama. Obama.
Hello.
So, Mr. President, I'm sure all of us are wondering, what are your future plans for Obamacare and how far do you plan to extend it? Or do you plan on recalling it entirely?
You're kind of putting words in my mouth there. I'd like to take it all the way to its fullest potential, and many have said that it's already got to its fullest potential, but I'm not exactly sure.
And what do you think of its fullest potential? What do you think the fullest potential of Obamacare is? Do you think we've exceeded it, passed it, or there yet, or haven't reached it?
That wasn't on the script. Ask the question again, please.
How far do you think Obamacare should go? Do you think that it should be extended farther, or do you think it should be recalled, as so many Americans have been protesting it lately?
Well, I think all those protesters are stupid because they don't see the greater good of Obamacare and what it can do for the country. So,
But hasn't welfare rates increased dramatically ever since Obamacare was introduced?
maybe, but the unemployment rate has gone down substantially.
Well, that's wonderful. I'm so glad. Hey everybody, our employment rate is down. Or up, I'm sorry. So, how much debt is our country currently in? I've been confused lately. And what are you doing to help fix the national debt problem?
Isn't it like 600 million, something like that?
I'm afraid it's a little higher than that.
How much higher?
$17.618 trillion, according to latest reviews.
That's a lot of money.
It certainly is. Now, what are your plans on fixing this problem?
Well, considering we owe like probably close to 10 to 15 trillion of that to China, I don't plan on paying it back anytime soon. I mean, if China ever calls us on that, we're just gonna go to war and like nuke each other, and they don't want that because then they all die and we all die. So
So you have no plans regarding fixing the national debt?
maybe pay back Europe and Taiwan.
And how do you plan on paying them back?
Taxation, maybe. That's one option. Another one would be, I don't know, I'm trying my best to create jobs in the energy saving sector so that we can in turn provide energy for other countries instead of them giving everything to us and us paying a crap load of money
And
for it.
speaking of energy, there was a gas pipeline that was recently denied by your administration. It was a pipeline going from Canada into northern U.S. But you said it was denied because the land the pipeline was supposed to go through was going to be turned into a national wildlife reservation.
Yeah, I thought that was really mean to just kill off all the animals that were
But
over
this,
there.
but this pipeline would have created 200,000 jobs or more for all these hardworking Americans. Do you still believe in your decision to deny the move to build this pipeline?
Well, this is the Mother Earth, and we need to take care of it if we're going to live on it for long. Even if there's no gas, or if gas prices go up, at least we'll still have the Earth here with us. So we
Okay.
can walk on it.
Well, since we can't get this pipeline, what are your other plans for energy?
Solar panels, wind turbines, those are some good options. Hydroelectricity kind of took a dive recently, so, because, killing off dams and stuff like that, that doesn't fit well with my image. So,
And what image would that be?
if I could paint my thumbs green, I would, because green thumbs, and,
Oh, Mr. President, you're such a joker, you.
no, but seriously, I did paint my thumbs green one time.
Really? Interesting. Here's a little tidbit for all you Americans out there following Obama on his new blog. Check it out. Now, why did you decide to become president?
Why? My wife wanted me to.
Isn't that everyone's, fallback
Well, I mean, George Washington, you know, he's like, they asked him to be king, and then he didn't want to be king, he wanted to be president, so. Actually, didn't even want to be president, they asked him to be president after, and he's like, sure.
And do you aspire to be like George Washington?
Considering George Washington was a general, I mean, not really, because he actually fought and stuff, and I'm not good at that, so probably not.
Speaking of fighting and whatnot, what is your opinion about the ongoing war with Iraq and against all of the Islamic terrorists such as ISIS?
As far as I'm concerned, there wasn't really any war going on. We just kind of went in and kicked their butts, so, I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk about there. There's just, you know.
So are you saying we're not at war right now?
I don't know, did Congress declare war? I'm not even sure, because that happened before my presidency, so that's all kind of a gray area right now. And,
okay,
yeah.
I got you. I understand completely. I mean, I have to wait for Fox News to put out this kind of information myself, so. Now, a few other questions I have before you go, such as, how are you helping the middle class families? Because you said that a lot of your acts, such as Obamacare, would be helpful to middle class families as well as the poor families.
Well, see, that's the whole controversy right now, is that we're bringing the high class down to the middle class level and helping raise the low class up to the middle class, so everyone's even.
And how do wealthy people feel about this?
Since they really control the government nowadays, I don't really care.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, they all have, like, Monsanto, for example, they control everything, all the lawyers and people like that have all those seed, those
Absolutely.
yeah, all that stuff.
Absolutely. I have a few questions, though, that people have been giving me online. One of which is, what are you doing about all of the illegal immigrants who've been invading the United States? There's been a huge influx lately, and people have been wondering what else you plan to do besides grant them all amnesty and legal citizenship.
Sorry, I'm getting a signal from my cameraman here. I can't understand what he's saying, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're hilarious, Mr. Obama.
Stop it.
Okay.
Illegal immigrants. It's a kind of a touchy subject. I don't really want to stop them from coming, so to speak, because, you know, it's America, you know, land of the free and home of the brave. And they're pretty brave for trying to get over here, especially illegally, and like throwing up their life from Border Patrol and all of that.
So, do you disagree with the policies in place to keep illegal immigrants out, or do you just plan on reforming immigration process?
A lot of immigration stuff takes forever, and that's why people, especially illegal immigrants from Mexico, so for example, they always come here because they bypass immigration because it's so long. It takes so long to actually become a citizen or get a visa. Also, it's very expensive, so I don't think that's very fair.
Right. And we're back. Before you became president, what did you do for a living?
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like 6 years. Yeah. I forgot if I was a teacher or a lawyer first.
Well, were you not working as a senator?
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to be a senator or a governor before you can run for
Well,
president.
isn't that great? Look at that. He's got all his credentials lined up to be president.
I mean, I have a lawyer's degree. I mean,
Absolutely.
That's pretty legit. I feel like I'm really well set to be president.
We got ourselves a good president right here. Now, since you have only 2 years left in your last term of office, what do you plan on doing with that 2 years?
Well, I like golfing on the weekends, and I have my assistant over there telling me to wrap up, so I should probably get going.
Yes, but I thought you said multiple times that you were going to push for Obamacare more or not. Is this true, or is it just a myth?
I'm kind of relying on my vice president to do that. What's his name?
Joe Biden?
That guy. Thanks. Okay,
All
that's
right.
all the time we got for today.